I came to a realization the other day that I have only been in the business for 4 years. Now, whenever anybody asks me, I've always said that I've been in the business for 20 years. I was in Montreal for 10 years, and then I've been in Toronto just over 10 years. But something occurred to me the other day when somebody asked me how long I was in the business, and they said, well, how long have you been happy? And I realized that it's only really been in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been in the business, and that was actually at the same time as I created the Actor Advantage program. Now, yes, I had some successes in my first 16, 17 years, but for the most part, I believe I was flailing. And I think a lot of actors do the same thing. We're in the business, we do what everybody else has done, but we're not really sure what we're doing right or what we're doing wrong, and we're not really sure how to sustain our successes. So most actors go through massive peaks and valleys in their career where they're earning $100,000 a year, then all of a sudden they lose their recurring role and they're earning nothing, or $20,000 a year. And then what comes along with that are the ups and downs of elation and depression. And it's very tough on life, and very tough on relationships, very tough on everything. So bring that all back to say is, when I look at the members of the Actor Advantage program, we have members who are earning 6 figures. And their goal is to sustain that over the course of their lifetime. We have members that are new, who are looking to say, I want to get off on the right foot here. I want the right guidance. I'm willing to listen and to learn, and I don't want to make all the mistakes that you made, Randy, or any of the other people that you know that you've spoken to throughout your career. And all that, I wanted to share that with you because it was a real epiphany for me. Because if you've read my book, The 6 P's of Success for Actors, or you've read any of the advertisements on Facebook, I always talk about doctors having internships and lawyers, the article, and how it takes 7 years just to break into to become a doctor or to become certified as a lawyer or invited to the bar, and then probably another couple years after that to become great or a specialist. And I think actors are the same. I really believe, you hear the expression 10 years overnight success for actors. Well, because I think there's truth to that. And so when you think about your career, don't be so quick to judge yourself. Because really, when you're in the business is when you've really sat down and you have a plan and you know what you're doing. You've outlined your objectives and you know what you're doing it and why you're doing it, I should say. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that'll give you the confidence to know that you will arrive at your destination. Just like being a doctor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you know that you're going to be a doctor. You might not be a specialist, but you're going to be a doctor. And that's what I say to actors. If you've been in the business for years, that doesn't mean that you've really been in the business for that long if you don't know what you're doing, if you've been flailing, getting lucky. Like I've had, before up until 3 years ago, I still had received 4 recurring roles in TV series, small principal roles, 40 credits almost, but I didn't know what I was doing until now. When I finally got fed up, and after my 16, 17 years, I almost left the business completely. I'm not the only actor who's done that. There's been a lot of actors who've come and gone because they were flailing. They left the business saying it's too hard. Well, it's too hard because we've always been flailing. So ask yourself, do you really know what you're doing? I don't care if you're a lead on a TV series. I don't care if you're just starting out in the business. You need to have a plan. This isn't rocket science. It's planning. It's planning a life, planning a career. Understanding what is required of the job, of the life, of the lifestyle, and are you willing to do what it takes to do what you want? So I've come to an epiphany that I've really only been in the business. This is my 4th year. I look forward to the next 3 years when I can finally say I will have achieved my doctorate level or doctor level when I graduate, because I believe very strongly that I will have I will achieve my very, very first lead role in a TV series between now and my next 3 years, because I am planning for that. I'm preparing. So I see the end of the road. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes I get upset with myself, and I was thinking 20 years, man, 20 years, I can't believe I had to lead in TV series. It's been 20 years. It's not true. I flailed for 16, 17 years. I now see the light at the end of the tunnel here. I'm going to get my lead in the TV series because I plan and I'm mapping it out. I have short-term goals and long-term goals, and I suggest that for you. Whether you're with the Actor Advantage program or not, think about your life and your career as an artist. Are you planning properly? It's no different than an investment banker who invests and mitigates risk by investing in various funds. Well, actors, as we grow, I've mitigated my risk by, for the first time during the last 3 years of my career, I actually have multiple revenue streams in the business that I love. And that's what I strongly encourage for all actors. Some days I'm a star, where I'm playing a role on a film or a TV series and somebody's following me around offering lattes. Other days, I will do background work. I don't have a problem with that. There's other days, like I said, I'm a hand model. I do so what I'm trying to say is I've identified various revenue streams to mitigate my risk of having to go out and get a job I don't want. So anyway, ask yourself, are you in control of your business? Are you in control of your life? If you just have an agent and you're working in a restaurant and you go to occasional audition because you say, I only want to work in film and TV, chances are you're flailing. And yeah, you're going to achieve some success. But the idea is you want sustained success. And sustained success comes from planning. It comes from doing the work. There are no shortcuts. So until you actually can say to yourself, I have a plan, I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, I have multiple revenue streams, I have a fantastic relationship with my agent and eventually agents and eventually a manager, and I understand the importance of social media and publicity and PR. All these things together are what's required in a professional life as an artist, in a long-lasting, sustainable career. So with love, I just wanted to share this epiphany about myself as an artist. Yes, I've been flailing in the business for 16, 17 years. But I can say with pride that I've only known what I've been doing for this is my 4th year. I'm halfway there. I'm 49 years old. So really, I only started my acting career when I was 45, 46 years old. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this epiphany, how it makes me feel. So cut yourself some slack. Just like I've cut myself some slack saying 20 years. No, I'm in my 4th year. Give yourself some love, cut yourself some slack. If you're flailing, stop. Find a program, whether it's the Actor Advantage program or something else. Get yourself on track. Get a plan that will give you clarity, it will relieve frustration, and it's going to allow you to earn a living doing what you love. And after all, that's what we all want to do.